Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside.
Hello, hello, hello. Now let's see what that thing was doing. So, we are here today or this evening for day 5 of the challenge, the 12 days of giveaway. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Trying to make sure everything, as the kids say, is everything. So I can go ahead and get this started. So, if you all don't know me, my name is Michelle, aka the Ignited Teacher, and what I do on my platforms, plural, because I am live streaming to a couple of platforms. What I do on my platforms is I provide evidence-based strategies that can be implemented in your classroom as early as the very next day. So, if you are watching live, drop a comment in the comment section. Say hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from and who you support. And, everybody wants to call and text you when you're doing something. Tell me in the chat who you support or what grade level you teach. So if you're interested in joining the 12 days of giveaway and you want the freebies, like the calendars, the things that I am giving away, you have to be a part on the email list to get the emails daily and get access to the other 4 days of freebies and the replays and all of those things. So, and you can do that right here. Good thing I've So, yeah, you can do that if you are interested in getting the freebies. So let me go ahead because I'm looking for y'all probably was saying, well, what is she doing? I was looking for the link to put in the comments. That's what I was doing. So I'm going to drop it in the comment section. It should pop up shortly. So there are really 6 more days of the 12 days of giveaway. I have thoroughly enjoyed this because I have been really busy and I have not been live streaming as much as I used to, but I am back and ready to get it going. So today's topic is actually reteaching. Yesterday we talked about maintenance skills. So today I'm diving into reteach skills. So if you don't know what maintenance skills are, you want to revisit that, join the 12 days of giveaway and you can actually review the videos because eventually I think this weekend I'm going to take down the actual videos for you all so you can start watching those on the platform that I have created. And it doesn't look crazy on my YouTube channel. It looks real crazy. It does. So without further ado, let me get started. I'm going to move over to the second camera. I'm about to sneeze. I gave this test prep calendar out, I believe, on day 2. And I'm revisiting it because it actually has, I'm gonna review what I talked about. So creating a calendar is definitely a good idea for it. And I generally create calendars. I haven't this year because our school district is implementing Eureka. Eureka is not aligned to the Texas TEAC, so it's been difficult, but I am about to go back to that practice since we're about to go into test prep. It really is a good practice to do for really definitely trying to see what lies ahead and things that you need to prepare for. So I've been saying that, you can, for secondary skills that are really low, are like solving 1 and 2 step equations, solving 2-step equations with variables on both sides. For elementary, adding and subtracting with regrouping and rounding. So what you do with your calendar is you plan ahead the days that you're going to spend. Now, this calendar is not something that is set in stone. It's just not. It's something that is a plan. It's not a tombstone. So I know people will say, well, my administrator, well, put on the top plan. And sometimes you may take a day or so, or you might even change the resources that you're using. But the test prep calendar is something that you definitely need because it leads us into reteaching. And on yesterday, I talked about data. This is some data that I've had from one of my classes in, it must have been 2017, so it's like 6 years ago. So we talked about what skills should be maintenance skills. Maintenance skills are skills where the kids are consistently performing at the percentage that you want them to perform at. That could be 70 or 80%. Generally, it's 70%. So let's go with that. So you look at your data. If you don't have any data, then I highly recommend that you begin to get some data so that you can create and plan for your children effectively to actually get some successes on their standardized tests. So on this heat map, you can see where the children were. I think this may have been like February, about the time that the students were being tested. So it was right before, yeah, because it was high, it had to be higher. Those numbers wouldn't have looked like that in December. So the data drives what you're doing and it drives the reteach skills. Now, I'm not saying this as a blanket statement. What I am saying is you use the data to drive it, and then you use your expertise to refine it. There's a difference. I never say always use this or always do that because you're dealing with human beings, and sometimes you have to put what would be a maintenance skill as a reteach skill because you want kids to, remember the steps, it could be multi-step, but it just depends on what type of students you have. So that's where I am with that. Now, creating a calendar. This is a calendar that my partner created a couple of years ago. And as you see, it is not long and drawn out. It's not anything that's intricate. It's not anything that's labor intensive. So as you can see, for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this is when I was teaching 8th grade. And we had down here 2 weeks of this. And this was in November. So this is actually our pacing calendar that was created. And as you can see, 3 days. 8.5B, I cannot remember what skill that is, but it had to be a major skill because we actually had it on the calendar for a while. But this is an example of a calendar and how you create a calendar. You don't have to put the actual words or objectives, standards, whatever you call them, student expectations, on there on your calendar. You just put the standard. I know Common Core has its own standard, and you put those in there. So creating a calendar is really good practice just in general. If you don't have one, maybe you can make a goal or create a goal of creating a calendar come for January for moving forward, and definitely keeping yourself on target. Reteach skills are skills you don't start from the beginning. You analyze your student work, and you're clearing up misconceptions, and you're tying it up once you have finished whatever your reteach cycle is for that skill, and you give them a test prep item or items for them to actually see if they have mastered the skill or you were able to clear up some of those misconceptions. That's the cycle, and that's how it goes. You reteach it, whether it's whole group. And I know some people will say, well, how do I know to teach it in whole group versus small group? If 70% of your kids, or even 50, if 50% of your kids need or are failing the skill, that is a whole group reteach session. If less than 50% needed, then that's a small group session. That is the difference. I know some people would have teachers believe that everything has to be done in small group. That is not true. Whole group is a teaching structure. Small group is a teaching structure as well. It just depends on the numbers and who's in your classroom, whether or not you use your expertise to make that determination about whether to do it in whole group or small group. I'm going to be honest to you, when I reteach in small group because it's never 50% of the class that needs it. It's like 30. And right now that's where I am. Like 40% of my kids are struggling with various TEKs. So what I'm going to have to do is this same process. I'm going to have to go back and create a reteach calendar and a small group calendar because I still have curriculum to teach. So to recap and, bring it all together, your maintenance skills are skills that your students do consistently well with. You need to create a reteach calendar of skills where your students, where you feel, and I'm not going to give you a blanket number. I'll just say that it's less than 70%, whatever you feel like you need to reteach to get it to the goal that you have set for yourself. You reteach those, create a calendar, and determine up front how many days you're going to spend on those reteach skills per concept. I wouldn't do any more than 2 days, and I will make it laser focused based on misconceptions that you have seen leading into your test prep cycle. So I hope that this was helpful and it's something that you can take back to your classroom and use right away. That's all I have for day 5, and I'll see you all tomorrow for day 6. Bye-bye.